All right, today we're jumping into the world of AI, but we're going to go way beyond the usual headlines. We're going to break down the massive difference between two kinds of AI that are completely changing the game. We're talking about the AI that creates and the AI that actually does things. So yeah, let's get right into it. So think about this for a sec. We've all seen AI do some pretty incredible stuff, right? Like writing a flawless email or whipping up a crazy cool image out of thin air. But what about that last step? The simple act of just clicking send. That tiny little gap is actually the key to understanding the next huge leap in artificial intelligence. Okay, so let's start with the one we all know and love. This is the AI that really exploded onto the scene and just blew everyone's minds. Yep, we're talking about generative AI, the master creator. At its heart, generative AI is basically like a brilliant artist or a super fast writer. It's what we call a reactive system. You give it an instruction, a prompt, and it digs into everything it's learned to create something totally new just for you. It's just waiting for you to tell it what to make. And these examples, they just make it crystal clear, right? You tell ChatGPT, hey, write me a poem about a cat watching the rain, and boom, you get a brand new poem. Or you go to Dolly and say, show me a golden retriever in a chef's hat, and it generates a totally new image for you. See the pattern here? It's a really simple one-to-one deal. You give it a command, it gives you a creation back. That's it. But, and this is the big but, here's the catch. For all its creative genius, generative AI has a huge limitation. It can make the stuff, but it can't do anything with it. It can write the perfect line of code, but you still have to copy and paste it into your project. It can draft that killer email, but it can't actually hit send. It's a creator, not a doer. And that's where the next evolution comes in, Agentic AI. If generative AI is the brilliant creator, then you can think of Agentic AI as the tireless doer. This is the AI that finally closes that gap between just talking about something and actually getting it done. So instead of an artist, think of Agentic AI as more like a project manager or maybe a superpowered personal assistant. You don't just give it a simple prompt, you give it a goal. And then it gets to work, proactively planning, making its own decisions, and carrying out a whole bunch of steps to reach that goal, completely on its own. This is just a perfect example of the difference. Your goal is super simple. Book a cheap flight. An agentic AI doesn't just hand you a list of options. No, it executes an entire workflow. It searches for the flights, then it checks hotel prices, it compares all that data, and then, here's the key, it actually takes the final action. It books the flight and sends you the confirmation. It manages the whole shebang from A to Z. So, we've got the creator on one side and the doer on the other. Let's put them head-to-head, side-by-side, so we can really nail down the differences between these two amazing types of AI. And this really breaks it all down, doesn't it? Generative AI is reactive. It sits and waits for you. But agentic AI, it's proactive. It's already working towards your goal. Generative gives you one single thing, while agentic runs through a whole multi-step process. I mean, the bottom line couldn't be simpler. One creates content, the other takes action. I really love this quote. It just perfectly captures their internal programming, One's whole world is about creation. The other is constantly thinking, okay, what's the next step? What action do I need to take now? It's a totally different way of thinking. So this all leads to a really important question. Why? I mean, why did we even need to build this doer AI in the first place? Well, it turns out it was to solve a really common, and let's be honest, pretty frustrating problem we all face. This right here, this is what a lot of people call the last mile problem. It's so relatable, isn't it? You've got this incredible AI that can do like 90% of the work. It writes the most amazing email. But that last little bit, that final mile of actually clicking send, that's still on you. It's the biggest roadblock to really truly automating things. And this is exactly why Agentic AI is such a game changer. It's built to solve that last mile problem by taking the action for you. It's designed for these complex workflows that need more than one step. And maybe most importantly, it gives us autonomy. You can give it a goal and just trust it to get the job done in the background without you having to micromanage every little thing. So what does this all mean for us, for the future? Well, as these two types of AI start to work together, we are looking at a really profound change in what technology can do for us. Look, the big takeaway here is this. When you combine the brilliant creator, generative AI, with the tireless Doer, Agentic AI, you unlock what we can call true automation. And this isn't just about making things a little easier. It's about freeing us, actual humans, from all the tedious, repetitive digital grunt work that eats up our days so we can focus on the stuff that really matters. And that kind of leaves us with this awesome, mind-bending question for the future. When our AI tools can not only come up with brilliant plans, but also execute them from start to finish, what's next? What are we going to ask them to do? The sky's the limit.